Zelensky again proved he is a massive fraudster, liar, and not the guy you should trust even 1%. The Ukraine president apparently misled Trump and his team about the country's mineral wealth. We'll show you data and reports to back the claim that Ukraine does not have any significant rare earth minerals. All that is actually scorched earth. Now, Zelensky had pitched a partnership with the US to develop Ukraine's mineral resources, telling Reuters the Americans helped the most and therefore the Americans should earn the most. He claimed Ukraine has Europe's largest titanium reserves, while Prime Minister Denis Schmigel wrote in Politico that Ukraine holds 22 of the EU's 30 critical minerals. Wow! Then why is not Ukraine rich yet? Why are not they mining already? Now let's hear what Artyom Dmitruk has to say. He is a member of Ukraine's Verkhovna Rada. Of course, Zelensky does not like him and he had to flee the country some years back. Now, Dmitruk argues that Zelensky's claims are totally false, made up out of thin air. Once again, Zelensky has deceived the world, particularly Trump and his team, he said. He added, these rare earth minerals are in active combat zones and no one knows how much it would cost to extract them. He explained, if it were as easy and profitable as Zelensky suggests, Ukraine companies would have mined them long ago. This is just another lie, another farce. Now let's focus on this Bloomberg report. It also says Trump's expectations for a deal are unrealistic. Ukraine has no significant rare earth deposits aside from small scandium mines. And yet, whatever resources Ukraine seems to have buried in earth, half of that is controlled by Russia now. This is a claim Zelensky himself has made. The belief that Ukraine has vast rare earth reserve is a misconception, yet Trump has embraced it. The idea likely stemmed from the last year's proposal by Ukraine aimed at gaining Trump's support by overstating the country's mineral potential. The narrative then took on a life of its own. On February 3rd, Trump declared that Ukraine had very valuable rare earths and suggested a deal to secure US aid in exchange for these resources. Days later, he told Fox News he expected Ukraine to provide the US with $500 billion worth of rare earths. This claim baffled experts. The US Geological Survey does not list Ukraine as having significant resources, nor do any reputable mining databases. In reality, rare earth production is a very small industry. It's not a massive one, generating around just 15 billion annually, comparable to just 2 days of global oil output. Even if Ukraine somehow produced 20% of the world's rare earths, that would amount to only about 3 billion per year. To reach Trump's proposed $500 billion, the US would need to wait for 150 years, an unrealistic expectation. And that is why when US looked so ready to strike the deal, Zelensky backed off. He said he was rejecting the deal, granting the US a 50% stake in Ukraine's rare earth minerals, saying, I cannot sell our country. He insisted that Ukraine needs security guarantees from the West instead. The disagreement over minerals has fueled tensions between Zelensky and Trump. The MAGA man recently called Zelensky a dictator without elections and claimed he is unpopular in Ukraine. Well, that is true. Zelensky is an unpopular man and a deceptive leader. Ukraine must get rid of him as soon as possible to have peace and make Ukraine great again.